This one goes out to my cosplay friends. Hey there, cosplay fanatics. So this time I'm bringing you a different kind of review. I'm not looking at toys. I'm not doing any type of toy sort of thing. Kind of, sort of. I'm actually bringing you something that's kind of considered a cosplay mold. Now, I like creating stuff quite a bit. And it's not something I've really gotten into on this channel, but it's something I'm wanting to start to get into. But I found these the other day at Michael's, and I really dug them. And I figured I'd kind of share my find with you because I used some of these molds recently on my personalized proton pack. So, with that being said, I found the Evil Ted Cosplay Molds, and this one was the Cybertech, and this one is the High-Tech Bolts. Both of them are actually pretty cool. So far, I've used the bolts on a personal project, and I've kind of played around with the Cybertech. So I figured we kind of jump into it, see what it does, and how well it holds up, and check it out from there. What do you say? All right, and these are the Evil Ted Cosplay Molds. Now, each one, I love the packaging on this. Even like the way Evil Ted's drawn up at the top, the fact that we know it's a cosplay mold, but you can use it for other things. But yeah, I definitely used it for my proton pack, which is a cosplay item. So this one, the first set over here, is High-Tech Bolts, and then we've got the Cybertech, and they are silicone molds, so they are a reusable mold. However, I would urge anyone, these aren't really good for food, and if you decide to use them for food, don't put polymer clay in it, and definitely don't do resin in it, because that stuff will stay in there. So when you decide to do food, it'll ruin your food, or vice versa. If you do food in it first, doesn't clean all the way, it'll ruin your resin or your clay. So you want to make sure that you use it for one or the other. Now, on the back of the package here, it actually talks about the cosplay mold. Each package is pretty much the same, with just a difference of, I guess, what name of the mold is on there. But if you go to eviltedsmith.com, you can actually find more information about it. And they're pretty basic. Again, black with the yellow and red. I love this design. I think it's got a nice retro, like, horror appeal to it, which makes me really smile. And this initially is what brought me over to these items to begin with. This is the package, and it's not going to tell us really anything else about this. So I say let's take it out and take a look. And of course, these are the two molds out of the package. And I mean, they look the part. They're really cool molds. I initially did some bolts out of this one. It was actually these bolts here that I used, again, on my proton pack, because I was wanting to advance it up. And there's a good chance I might use some more of these, like vents and stuff, on that proton pack, or even maybe on my trap or another piece that I have later on down the road. Now, with these molds, if you flip them over, they're just kind of standard molds. So you've got a negative space on the inside. Well, let's get that thing out of there. That is basically a body for you to make a positive image of whatever bolt or high-tech piece that you have. So I do have some clay here, and I figured we would try one of these molds here just to kind of see what we have. So I'm going to try this one here because I really kind of dig the look of it. Now, this is just Play-Doh, so it's not like a polymer clay, so it's going to warp just a little bit, and it's not resin because I don't have any resin right now. But looking at it here, let's pop it out, let's see what we got. And of course, Play-Doh doesn't have the best look to it, but you can imagine in polymer clay or even in resin, that piece is going to be awesome. And just imagine, like, anytime that you need vents or something, or let's say, like, even like some sort of vent on a hand, some sort of control panel, maybe one here and one here, you've got these options available. That's what makes these so stinking cool, is that they're really cool molds. So this one molds pretty well. This side, let's try this one up here. Now this is the high-tech bolts one. This is the Cybertech, and this is the high-tech bolts. Let's take a look and see what we get here. This one might not pull quite as well because of all the extra ridges. Yeah, but look, you got kind of almost looks like a phone piece, which is pretty cool. And then of course this one right here is the bolt that I used a couple of times. Let's see if we can, again, this Play-Doh is kind of soft, so it doesn't pull quite as well. Pop that out. And just so you know, these are pretty flexible. Yeah, look at that. It's a nice nub. And then of course in the polymer clay, I pressed it in, heated it up, and that's what I got there. This was polymer clay, and this of course is Play-Doh. So they're really, really good molds. So pretty much all in all, I'm quite surprised by these. I thought that this on the outside would be exactly what we got, and instead we got a sharper image of something on the inside, which I really like. I think I found with these that I really, this one seemed to be more like the outside. This one had a few more cuts in it that wasn't as apparent at first. But both of them are extraordinarily good. And these I felt really worked well with these. And there's some of these parts here that I would actually like to make and put onto my Proton Pack. It's kind of just some extra knick-knack sort of thing. So these are pretty good. I'm going to rate them. I think both sets are phenomenal, and they had some other different types of sets, but these were the two mechanical type things I saw. And being someone who likes to make mechanical props and not seeing a lot of like mechanical molds out there, I think these are really good to pick up and have in your arsenal. I could see where you could even do like latex prosthetics with these and actually glue them onto the skin, have like prosthetic, bolts and stuff coming off the skin. So cosplay wise, these are actually pretty good. They do hold up to resin pretty well. You might want to put some resin conditioner in these. And they hold up actually to the softer clay, which is like the polymer clay that I think Crayola uses. Holds up to those really well. And it actually holds up to the Sculpey polymer type clay as well, Primo as well. So these are actually pretty good. This was one of the pieces I had made. So I made a couple of them out of the bolt section. And, I struggle with making mechanical things like this. So for me, having these molds was awesome. I made two of them, one of them for my Proton Pack, which I'll show here in a minute. So I think rating wise, out of 5 stars, I'm going to give both of these a 5. This one's a 5, this one's a 5. Easily. These are just so awesome to have. And they're inexpensive. Like it was $4.99, I think, for each one. That's cheap. And they're pretty good. So I'm going to say over here, I'm going to go $1 sign, because to me, that's a steal for what you get. I think I spent about $10 and I got both of them. So $1 sign. I'm sure the price might be going up, but they're really cool to have. Let's see. Oh yeah. So the Proton Pack. So the part that I made for my Proton Pack is right here, because I have my Proton Pack, and I got this from, of course, he goes by Spongeface McGee on eBay, but he's the Ghost Labs 42. So I made this piece here, and that was to have the ectoplasmic tube come out and go up to my neutrino one, because this is for the slime portion of the Proton Pack. So I really wanted to kind of emphasize this and to cover the speaker holes, because this was the Spirit Proton Pack. And I know I could have puttied it and scraped it off and done all that, but yeah, it's too much work for me. No, not too much work for me. Too much work for what I really want to put into it. One thing to keep in mind, you can find these also on eviltedsmith.com, but these should be dropping right now at the Michael store, so you definitely want to check it out. Okay? Alright, now remember, they're not dolls. They're actually cosplay molds, so they're not even toys at this point. But they're really cool, and I can imagine people who make toys, this might come in handy as well. This episode of Tay Ray Gun was sponsored by Marvin Dog Media. To learn more about Marvin Dog Media, visit www.marvindogmedia.com. If you liked the video, be sure to hit that like button. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. comment down below to let YouTube know that you like what I'm making, and be sure to hit that bell notification so you get updates to future content.